Woohoo! That's what it always does.
I did it. I did the balloon thing.
I know. Where's the fireworks? Where's all the things? There they are.
There you go.
This episode of Nintendo Power Block is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to learn how to support Nintendo Power Block and the Boss Rush Network, head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/Boss Rush Network and see which tier is right for you. Thanks for your continued support.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Nintendo Power Block here on the Boss Rush Network. This is episode 412. I am not Eddie V. I am your temporary host, Corey Dirrig, and Ed's working. So I pulled in the big guns. We have creator, super fun guy, Andre Wilson. Also, Steam Deck player now, apparently. Too good for a Switch.
Yes. I mean, hey, the Switch will always kind of be home base, but I don't think I'm alone in the boat of we're all just kind of waiting for the next big thing from Nintendo here. I mean, that's what I've heard, but...
Yeah, well, I can tell you some stuff later.
For a split second, I thought you were gonna say Eddie V's not here, but Corey V is. And I was like, nice one. That's what I thought you were gonna do. I was like, oh, he didn't do it.
Man, there's not enough caffeine today, Andre. I gotta tell you, enough caffeine.
That was me. Wednesday? For some reason, you could inject caffeine into me and I'd still be tired. I don't know what it was, but I was just like, I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to be here. Like, I had to go to work that day and I was not happy. I was just like people would come to me and be like, hi, do you have this game? And I'd be like, I don't know. I'll check, but I don't know. I was just not a happy camper. But it's Friday, so we're good.
It is Friday. Oh, man. Friday. Let me tell you, a busy Friday, but you know what else? We get to talk about Nintendo, Andre.
Yes, sir.
It is
always a fun time.
It is a Friday night, and even though this doesn't come out till Wednesday, it's fine. That's the schedule. This is what happens. It doesn't matter. Nintendo's not going to announce anything between now and then anyway, I hope.
No.
Gosh,
I'd be shocked if they did.
So, anyways, this is Nintendo Power Block, our Nintendo podcast here on Boss Rush. If you want to support us, you can go to patreon.com/Boss Rush Network and subscribe at a tier that's right for you. Any tier gets you exclusive access to Expansion Pass, our bonus show, as well as other perks. You can also get Video Game Book Club 1 month early. You get access to the Boss Rush podcast pre-show and a few other things. So you should go check it out. And if you don't want to support us financially, it's okay. You can head on over to our YouTube channel and subscribe. You can also rate the show on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you listen. You can check out all of our content on bossrush.net, including our banters, our features, news, listicles, reviews, and more. There's quite a bit of content coming out soon. Right now, we have the free Video Game Book Club of Ocarina of Time on Boss Rush Plus, so you can go check that out. We just interviewed Billy Basso, the creator of Animal Well, so that's available for everyone now. What else did we do? Stephanie's interview with Recurring Dream, the studio behind Desktop Explorer, is also out now. And for patrons, we have an upcoming pre-show about third-party accessories and how nightmarish they were, and expansion pass about something. I forget what the next expansion pass is, but you can check that out. And the Patreon book club is Dead Space Remake. So
all the content.
Yeah, all that content. All the content.
Guys, liking the video is free.
It's true.
Liking the
It's
commenting,
one click.
liking, and subscribing is free. You just
2 clicks. Thumbs
That's
up.
it.
Subscribe.
That's it, guys. And if you have nothing to comment, just comment your favorite emoji because it helps the video be seen by the world.
It's true. It's true. You got anything cool coming up there, Andre?
I just posted a new video on my YouTube, and then I have a couple more down the pipe. Other than that, I think I'm just kind of waiting for some games to come up. October seems to be a very heavy month of gaming, so I have a couple games. I have the Shadow one for the Nintendo Switch, and then I have Metaphor. That's also coming out, and I think that's all I have. But I know there's a lot more.
Cool.
Are you a Sonic fan? Shadow fan?
Am I a Sonic and Shadow fan?
Yeah.
My Sonic obsession ended with Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast. Okay, I'm Sega
Fair.
died. Okay, the Dreamcast.
It stopped there and just didn't continue.
No, I like Sonic. I do. I just I really liked that first movie. Actually, it was way better than it had any right to be. But I don't really care about Shadow or any of these extra characters that people draw nasty things on DeviantArt on. So I don't need any of that. You know, it stops at Sonic and Tails.
Talking about.
It stops at Sonic, Tails, Amy, I guess, is fine.
Knuckles?
Big the cat, and that's it.
No
That's where it
Knuckles?
stops.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Knuckles. Yeah, Knuckles too.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
I was like,
fine.
Knuckles
is
whoa.
fine.
Yeah.
Knuckles is fine. We don't call him Eggman in this house. We call him Robotnik, like a real person.
I appreciate that.
You know. So my Chow Garden does not exist anymore. I plugged my Dreamcast in like 6 months ago just to see if it still worked. My Dreamcast still works, but the VMU is dead.
I will forever die on the hill that Sonic Adventure 2 was the greatest Sonic game ever made.
You and I, my friend, this is where we part ways.
Oh no, I've lost you. No,
So I had them both for Dreamcast,
yeah.
and I ended up getting rid of Sonic Adventure 2,
Mm-hmm.
and ended up getting it on GameCube because it had the battle stuff.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah,
but I kept Sonic Adventure 1 because it's like a probably top 50 game of all time for me. I really like Sonic.
That's
Adventure.
fair. Yeah. Sonic 2, just like the story, the gameplay, the soundtrack alone, the Chow thing, it was just like it had everything, and I was hooked. It was cool.
Yeah. Oh boy, Sonic. It's so funny that my nephews really like Sonic, but didn't really associate him with video games. They associate him with TV and the movie.
Oh my goodness
and
gracious!
And books and comic books and stuff.
Yeah, that stuff all came after the game.
They thought originally they thought the games were based off of that stuff.
Oh
no, Sonic.
Poor
Sonic
soul. No, yeah. Sonic's been around the block in gaming for a bit now, eh?
He's been around.
Yeah, he has.
He's been around. He's fast. He's fast and loose. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, never not fast. Never not fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Tails has 2 tails for a reason. That's all I'm saying.
Try and keep up, boy.
Oh man, what are we doing? All right, yeah, okay. I guess we should probably do the thing because, man, we're already way off of how this show normally goes. Oh, geez. You snacking on anything? It's time for Snack Tendo. Do I got to do the arm thing that Ed does, like the Mario pose? Snack Tendo.
Woohoo! The old Snack Tendo pose. There it is.
Are you wearing a Fanta shirt, by the way?
I am. It's an orange Fanta shirt. I am.
I love it. I used to love orange Fanta.
Orange Fanta is so good. So good. But for snacks, I am snacking, or I just got done eating, is it is it the raspberry? I think it's the raspberry Pop-Tarts, the one with like the sprinkles on top of them.
Mm.
Yeah, snacking on those. Just a classic snack. Just a good old classic snack. If you are a Pop-Tart person, you put them in the toaster, don't talk to me.
Mm. See, I used to like Pop-Tarts in the toaster, and then I stopped because I procrastinate and I'm late all the time, even though I don't want to be.
Yeah.
And so
you don't have time to toast them, so you just eat them. I get it. It's okay.
Yeah. But then like I went back to trying to put them in the toaster and I couldn't do it anymore because I got so used to the cold ones.
Yeah. You know? It's like I had I think my daughter bought the pack and I asked her if she want them in the toaster and she's like, ew. I was like, first of all, relax, okay? Secondly, what do you mean ew? And she's like, they're always better cold. And I was like, you're not wrong. I was like, but have you ever tried them in the toaster? And she's like, no. And I was like, okay, we'll try them first, and then you can kind of be the judge. But cold Pop-Tarts are the best Pop-Tarts in the world, and I will fight someone. What about you?
Wow. Man, so let's see. Have I had anything since the last time we recorded? Here's the thing. I'm on it.
I hope you have eaten since the last time we recorded.
Well, I've eaten, but like the thing, I don't know. We recorded on Sunday last week. So I'm on a very strict, I can only eat this, and this during the week. And then Saturday nights is like I can eat whatever I want thing.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, I've had a lot of chicken and salad and eggs.
Sounds like the standard. Yep.
And fruit.
Yeah.
And the occasional vegetable.
Yeah. I feel you.
If this was Sunday night, I would have a lot to say. But we're having Rosh Hashanah dinner at my mother-in-law's house tomorrow.
Okay.
So it's the Jewish New Year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I get all these holidays mixed up because there's so many of them.
Too many? Yeah. I feel you.
So, so we'll see what that's all about. There'll be snacks at my daughter's soccer game tomorrow morning, though.
Well, there you go.
Quite excited for that big bag of Doritos.
Doritos and me go a long way.
Are you a nacho cheese or are you a Cool Ranch guy?
I like both, but if I had to pick, so I'm is it Smoky Barbecue, the purple bag? Is it Smoky? It's the purple bag. But Cool Ranch or nacho cheese, man, that's hard.
Oh man. It depends on the mood.
It does. You know what? It really does. Because like a nacho cheese is like never not like there's never not a great time for just a nacho cheese bag of Doritos. Okay, but when the first bite of Cool Ranch hits, like it hits.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys ever had it, but in Canada we had a Doritos ketchup for a time, and those were good.
Ketchup.
They were. It sounds weird, but they were good.
Man, ketchup. That is something I do not like.
Oh,
I can't stand ketchup, man. I can't stand ketchup.
Lay's ketchup. I would roll a bag of Lay's ketchup, dog. I would eat the bag of Lay's ketchup.
No,
finger looking good.
Oh my god. So I do have another question for you. Is Canada one of those countries that calls Cool Ranch Cool American, or is it Cool Ranch up there?
It's Cool Ranch. If I ever heard anyone say Cool American, I'd be like, you need to leave now. You need to leave the country now. Give me your Canadian card and just get out, please.
Some of the people I work with are from European countries, and they all call it Cool American.
Cool American? Who? What?
That's what they're called over there.
That's odd. Like, with all due respect, kind of weird. I'm sorry.
That's what I don't know, man.
Kind of weird.
That's what they're called over there, though. They're called.
I'll take a bag of Cool Americans,
Cool
please. What? What do you mean? That's so
crazy.
Interesting.
It's
hilarious.
Yeah, so I also bought some Halloween cookies for my kids if they're good tomorrow. So
Ooh,
we're gonna snack on those while we have movie night.
movie night.
Probably one of the same 4 movies we watch every weekend, but it's fine.
Yes, sir.
Mm,
Keep the rotation.
see, depends on who's picking. It's probably my daughter, so it'll either be Frozen, Wish, or Encanto.
I've
If my
seen
son is
only Frozen.
picking, if my son is picking, it'll be Toy Story, Incredibles, or Cars.
Oh, those are such good movies. Holy
Toy
cow.
Story, man.
No,
Toy Story.
man.
The GOAT.
Incredibles. No. It's hard. It's hard.
Mm.
Those are all so good.
I know. So good. So good. What movie did we watch the other? Oh, Inside Out 2. We watched Inside Out 2 last weekend.
I heard that's really good. Like really, really good.
It is a movie for adults that kids can watch.
Oh, is there some like innuendos?
No, it's just like the whole point of the story kids aren't gonna get until they're older.
Oh,
it's like one of those.
Those movies got it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
Yeah. So it's really it was good though. I was not prepared though. As someone who does not like being stressed out, that movie sure stressed me out.
You're sitting there like yelling at the TV. And your kid's like, "Why is he yelling?"
Oh man, it was something. Let me tell you,
funny. I love that.
Man, good times though. Trying to think, there was something else I was going to talk about, but I totally. Anyways, let's just continue. Are we? What are you playing? I assume we're both playing Zelda, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, do we want to talk about Zelda? For a while?
I mean, it is a Nintendo pod. We could kind of deep dive into it a bit.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. I mean, I'm only about like 10 hours in, and I'm only exploring. I'm like, I've done 2 dungeons, and all I'm doing is exploring. All I'm doing is going around, the map and like unlocking the map.
Bring it. Yeah. Same. Yeah. Like, have you done the Gerudo dungeon?
That's the one I just did.
Yeah. Same. And after that, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go frolic in the fields because this is fun. Like the game. So the game is fun. I've only done the Gerudo dungeon. It's kind of like one of the first 2. Other than that, once I was done the dungeon, I was like, oh, okay, this seems like a game where you just have to go into dungeons and then you expel the rift XYZ. I assume that's kind of the motto of the game. But knowing that, I'm kind of like, okay, cool. I'm going to go uncover the map because that seems like way more like I've done that. And I think I found like a couple more heart pieces, more echoes. I got a shark for an echo. I did like a random dungeon, fought like a boss. I had to defeat some cloud, some like smoky cloud. I found a horse. I found the ranch, so that was cool. Have you?
I did find the ranch.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I found the horse.
There's so much to do besides the main story, and I get lost like wandering. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's funny because I've been seeing reports of like, oh, to 100% the game, it's only like 35 hours. And I'm like, really? I feel like there's a lot more in this game than just 35 hours worth of stuff.
Well, it was last week. No, was it last week? No, it was a couple of days ago. And the game only has been up for a week, right? I had someone come in the other day at work and they're like, oh, how much does Zelda Echoes of Wisdom trade in for? So I told them, and I asked why. I was just curious. I was like, oh, how come? And like, oh, because I have like 100% of the game. I was like, what? I was like, it just came out. I was like, what do you mean? That's crazy to me. Yeah. I was like, what? What do you mean?
It's the Jennifer Lawrence meme. What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Where she's crying? Yeah. What do you mean? Yeah, that. But yeah, I was just like, is the game really that easy, or did you just like no life the game? I was like, what happened? So, but yeah, apparently it's not long to kind of do, and I was like, oh, okay. And I mean, like going into this game, it didn't seem like it would take you, a couple months. a long time to beat this game. It kind of definitely seems like one of those games where it's like, oh, okay, you know, you do this, you do that, rinse and repeat, and then you're kind of done type of game. But it's just the nuance of playing as Zelda, not having a sword and shield for that long because of sword fighter mode, but having the nuance of, I guess, a new character, and then having the new ability of traversal and XYZ. I guess that's fun. So
yeah, the bet is the goat right now too. Like
I've heard once you get the water block, the bet is just like non-existent in your life anymore.
Well, you know, you got to move on at some point.
I mean, like, I haven't got the water block yet, but like apparently, like, once you get it, every other echo to get up and down is just like non-existent. But the bed's always going to have a spot in my heart.
Yeah, the bed, man. And then, like, I mean, but the bed, like, you can also like recharge your hearts, which is nice. You can just lay there and hang out.
The amount of times I always forget, I'm like, I need to break a pot, I need to buy a potion, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I could just sleep for like 2 seconds and I have my heart's back. I always forget that. I'll be like in a forest and I'll surround myself with like sea urchins and then just make a bed. And then just like, yeah, I'm just going to just chill here for a second, grab my stuff, and then I'll just keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I really like using the echoes to fight for me while I go solve puzzles. It's usually what I know. I usually have like the pig guys with the swords just follow me around.
Yeah.
They just kind of follow me around and attack things. Or sometimes I have one of the birds flying around for me too, because there's the enemies in the air are just a pain in the butt to avoid. So
yeah. Do you have the wolf?
What? No.
Oh, dude, the wolf. What? The wolf's elite.
Wait, what?
Yeah, here, I'll see if I can.
I need a wolf. Hold on,
dude.
Where did you find that at?
Oh, he's just in like the random fields. I think he's near the ranch. If you like off to the right, he's just like randomly wandering around. Is it echo? Yeah, hang on. For the audio listeners, we are conversing here.
We are. Ow. I forgot where I was at when I turned it on just now. It's a good thing about the Switch, though. You can just turn it on and just pick up right where you left off.
Right.
It's nice.
I sent you a picture on Discord. That's what it looks like. If you find that dude, he is. I think it takes about like 3 triangles to summon him, but he's so fast. He's so fast and so strong. It's so cool.
Whoa, I need that.
Yeah, he's just on like a field.
Man, I need that.
Yeah,
I need that in my life.
He will protect you from anyone.
I need that.
If you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. If you know. If you know, you know. He is the goat of echoes, apparently.
The other thing I really like about this game, though, too, is like the return of like traditional dungeons with a twist. Right? It's It's not like Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild. The Divine Beasts were the worst part of that game, the entire game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, say that again.
I did like the return of dungeons in Tears of the Kingdom, although they were hit or miss, right? But going back in here and doing traditional dungeons, especially coming off of like so quick story. I started playing Link's Awakening like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was on the last dungeon, and I just like stopped playing for some reason.
Oh my goodness.
I played it the entire week because I was on vacation. I played it the entire way there.
Got it. Okay.
And played it on vacation and played it the entire way home, and then I just stopped playing.
Okay.
Why? I don't know. So a couple weeks ago, I was just like, I should probably finish Link's Awakening before Echoes of Wisdom just to get my feet wet in the Zelda whatever. And turns out I literally only had like an hour and a half left of the game.
That's so funny. Wow.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I wasted all this time not doing this.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but going back in and doing the traditional dungeon stuff is really, really cool. And the Triwan's abilities are really cool. Like I like how you can kind of like grab things and move them around, or, you know, kind of position them things to block, you know, traps or whatever. I really love that design.
I don't know if you've tried it, but if you are in the fields and you don't like want to just walk everywhere or don't have a horse, if you spawn the armadillo and then bound to him, you will move as he does, and since he's fast, because he like will like kind of like roll into a ball, you can traverse a lot faster.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's so cool that you can do that.
Yeah, and then like even having the crow, and like if you do the same thing, you can like fly around.
That's so cool.
And the crawling spider, if you do the same thing, you can like crawl up things and stuff.
Oh really?
Yeah. Oh, I learned that too.
That would have been a lot easier to do.
It would have been. I know it would have been so easy
if I knew that in the getting into the Gerudo dungeon, because there's that one. You know how you have to collect those 5 things before like the dungeon kind of opens up.
Oh, dude, I hated that part.
Yeah, and there was that one that was like on that tall pillar, and I was like, how do I get up there?
How did you get that one?
So what I did was like I stacked 3 beds, and then I laid down a trampoline on the last bed and then just like to it.
Jumped. Yeah, I did. So I did 3 beds, and then I summoned a bat, and then grabbed the bat, and then jumped off, and you can float and like control the bat.
Oh, okay. Man, there's so many different things you can do in this game to like solve puzzles. Because it took me like 20 minutes to get that stupid thing. I was like,
I have to come clean about something. I had to Google it because I legit didn't know how to do it. But when I saw the keys, I was like, why didn't I think of the bat? I was like, why did I not think of doing it the bat? But dude, I sat there and I ran around that pillar for like 5 minutes. I was like, I don't know how to get this thing.
Jeez.
Because I was stuck. But it goes to show that like mine and yours experience, like we did it different ways, but like I'm sure there's other people who are like, I did 2 beds and then jumped like right, like everyone's gonna have a different experience. Or maybe someone didn't even go to that dungeon first and they had, you know, the water block and they did it that way. That's the thing I love about the game is not everyone's experience is going to be the same in the sense of echoes and figuring out puzzles and stuff. So it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like sword fighter mode?
Yeah, I mean, I use it. It's fun. It's more convenient when you're out in the field than like, you know, but yeah. I'm just like, I'm trying to avoid using it as much as I can because this is a different Zelda game and I want to play it differently.
Way. Yeah. Same.
So, I mean, I use it if I'm in like deep trouble because it's Zelda combat. It's not like anything groundbreaking really, but like, what I'll usually do is like throw out 2 or 3 echoes, and then I will switch to sword fighter mode and just take on the bigger enemies while they fend off the little ones or whatever.
Yeah, like if my echoes can't do it, then I'll turn into a sword fighter and like help out. But most of the time I will exhaust my echoes first and kind of play the game like how it's supposed to. Because I don't want to crutch sword fighter mode, but I will use it if it's like if I'm on like less than 3 hearts. I'm like, okay, cool, fine. I'll bust it out. But I will use every echo I have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I usually, like I said, I usually use the big pigs with the swords, or like the knight guy with the axe, or
the knight guy. What?
The guy that's in your picture.
Oh, you have him? I don't have him.
Oh, really?
No. So where do you find him?
I don't know. I just found him randomly in a dungeon, I think.
Really?
Somewhere. Yeah.
Hang on, because that's
Like
just a picture I found.
not like a dungeon, but just like one of the side things.
Oh, no way. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have
He
to
was
see if I can.
he was like one of the first ones I got, I think.
What the heck?
Yeah, I got him
Did
before
I
got
miss
like the
him?
maybe.
Oh my god, I did too. Oh my god, I did too. I know exactly where he is now. Oh my god, I did too.
Yeah.
I made a
Man.
mistake. I have to go find him. Oh my god, I have to find him.
Look at you. Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made. I didn't even. You know what? I ran past him. That's what I did. I ran past him.
Yeah,
Gosh,
I sat there and fought.
How many times do you summon a rock and just start throwing it?
So what I did was I summoned 2 of the little green things.
Yeah.
And then I just kept summoning pots and throwing them at him.
Yeah, fair.
Because when the pots break, like you can just summon another one.
Me and rocks and pots, I will huck them at you until you're dead. I will huck pots at you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have you used any of the amiibos to get like things in the game yet?
Oh no, I forgot that amiibos were a thing. Even though
you can only use 3 a day.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, man, I didn't know that. I forgot that amiibos were like a thing though.
Yeah, they can get you different outfits in the game too.
Cool. Maybe I should start doing that. Because it's the Link's Awakening one is like a main one, and I know Wind Waker Zelda is a main one.
Mm-hmm.
And then what? The other ones just give you random stuff.
I think each amiibo will give you a suit. Because it's every Zelda amiibo is usable, and I think every amiibo does something different, but only specific amiibos give you different outfits, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I remember I tried so hard to get all the amiibo for Breath of the Wild, and like my favorite thing in Breath of the Wild was the Wolf Link amiibo.
I have it.
I know. I do too. I grinded the dungeon in Twilight Princess. That last kind of like whatever, like the 50 floor dungeon. And if you like, the farther you get, the more hearts you get for your Wolf Link. And I have the 20 heart wolf amiibo.
Dang.
And dude, every time I played that game, that was the first amiibo I scanned in.
Oh, yeah.
And when I found out that you couldn't use it in Tears of the Kingdom, I was crushed.
Distraught.
I was crushed. I was like, can't play it. I can't play it.
It's like, the fact that they took it out is insane to me.
I played Breath of the Wild almost exclusively like that. Like, because like it can flank enemies, it can go pick stuff up for you, it can sniff out secrets for you. Like,
it was like having a second player. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was like having a party member in an RPG. It was awesome.
It was having Wolflink in playing Breath of the Wild and having the open world RPG aspect was the greatest thing ever.
Yeah. And then it crushed me.
And then in Tears of the Kingdom, they're like, hey, guess what? No more. You get a mask. And you're like, I'm hurt.
Yeah. And everybody's like, oh, well, when you get farther, you'll find out why he's not in there. I'm still waiting. I don't care that I can shoot the giant Goron at people with fire. Okay? I don't care.
Why?
It's because you get the
sages?
The sages, yeah.
I don't care about the sages, though.
I know. I don't either.
They can't sniff out things for me. They can't flank.
Nope. No, they can't. They can't battle Phantom Ganon.
No. Nor can I walk up and pet them.
You cannot pet them.
No, I mean
you feed them little pieces of raw meat.
You could if you try to just be weird.
They won't eat it though.
But it was the essence of the Wolflink that they don't have.
I know.
Sages over the Wolflink. I'm sorry, but the Wolflink always wins. Yeah, always wins.
I frequently think about Breath of the Wild, probably at least like once a week, about going back and like replaying it.
I don't know if we've ever had the discussion of like which one's better, Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild. Have we ever?
I don't think so. We could talk about that right now. Let's
So
just talk about it right now.
Long story short, for audio listeners, they're like almost at the same level of like love for me, but Breath of the Wild takes it like 0.1 only because, and this is solely the reason. The first time you leave the cave in Breath of the Wild and the cutscene where Link walks up to the cliff and you see Hyrule and then the words pop up.
The camera pulls out.
And the camera pulls out, that feeling can never be replicated. And I'm sorry if you love Tears of the Kingdom to the bottom of your core, but that first feeling of Breath of the Wild leaving that cave cannot be matched. I'm sorry. And it was only because the hype of the E3 trailer, seeing a new Zelda game, and then that moment, I'm sorry, just it can't be matched.
Yeah, no, I've thought about that a lot, and we've had a couple expansion passes on that topic specifically. And like the more and more, like the more time passes, you know, because obviously they're very close, right? I mean,
they're so close.
I mean, the abilities and stuff are different. The things they added to Tears of the Kingdom make it way more of a experience, you know.
Oh yeah.
I would say in terms of just basic gameplay stuff, I would say Tears of the Kingdom is probably the better game.
Oh yeah, like,
but
don't get me wrong, like I love Tears of the Kingdom. I bought the collector's edition. Like I loved that game. But at a certain point, it was like it's the same map, it's the same things. You know, there's some nuance in the game, but at the end of the day, it's like it's the same map. So
yeah.
So like it was really hard to get like re-excited because it was like I've already kind of been here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, even the opening of Tears of the Kingdom, I really loved the story in Tears of the Kingdom. I think the story was so good, so good. Yeah, but
have you beaten it?
Tears of the Kingdom, yeah.
Okay, good. I just didn't know if you have, because I have some friends that still haven't, and I'm like, oh man, you have.
No, the end is perfect. Like the end of that game is perfect.
The ending of that game is beautiful. It is so good.
Yeah, I love it. I want the poster that they released.
Have I seen the poster?
It's the 1 year anniversary poster that they released.
Oh, where like summer. She's falling and his hand is like bracelet. I would frame
No, it's so, you know, the whole marketing thing was she was falling and he was reaching for her and didn't catch her, right?
Yeah.
Well, the poster they released for 1 year is them falling through the sky and him catching her with the one arm.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Oh my gosh, when I saw it, I thought I was gonna cry.
Oh yeah, like pivotal moment. By the way, pivotal moment.
Yeah. Oh, that I think the story in Tears of the Kingdom actually solidified like what they're calling the era of the wild games, right? Like probably my favorite grouping of Zelda games, even though like Twilight Princess still holds like a really near and dear position in my heart and rankings.
Oh, I'm staring at the poster and it's so good. Oh my god,
I want it so bad. I also like that Figma figure we're going to talk about later.
I thought about it. Thought about it.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah,
I wait till they go for pre-order on Amazon and just pre-order them through there.
That's what I might do that because
they're cheaper on Amazon.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like both of those games are so good, but just it's the feeling of the first time being in that Hyrule that just is so good. And like I've had talks with my friends about like what they could do for like a sequel game, and they could easily, because the Hyrule that we are in Tears of the Kingdom is like a giant landmass, right? So what they could easily do is, now that like Ganon is, I guess, like quote dead, they could easily have it where Link and Zelda like leave on a boat and just go explore the world. Like if they did kind of what they did for Wind Waker, and you had like a map of the sea and you could just explore other kind of islands and like have like a new bad, it would take off, because if you have that style, that gameplay, that Link, that Zelda, and then but just have a different aspect of like and leave the island and freely kind of venture to a different island, I think it would take off.
Yeah. And like that, I think that was the thing with Tears of the Kingdom 2 is like we're literally doing like in the same place, right?
Yeah.
And you know, there's so many places you could go, right? I mean, I know technically it's a dream world, but like you could explore like Termina, or you know, the island from Link's Awakening, or you know, there's so many places you could. I mean, you could make a new world for people to explore, and like
exactly. You could have made an entirely new domain of things.
Yeah. Or like you could even, I don't want to say you can make a prequel, because I guess Age of Calamity was kind of that, but like you could do something. You could do something during the 100-Year War, right, where you play as Zelda, trying to like keep the kingdom in order while Calamity Ganon is rising. Or I don't know. I think there's interesting things you could do. I just don't want these versions of these characters to go away yet. Right.
Yeah, like I don't want them to give us these two games and be like, okay, cool, we're done with like the timeline of the wild, because it's like, well, I really enjoy this kind of style.
Yeah. I mean, you could like I'm just quick search some Zelda villains, but like, okay, so you could totally do like you were saying, like a Breath of the Wild Wind Waker style thing, where like maybe instead of like a bunch of small islands like in Wind Waker, you could do massive continents almost, right? Like, or like a series of, you know, especially with the power of the next console, like you could totally have 4 or 5 land masses the size of, you know, Breath of the Wild Hyrule. And
easy.
And
You could easily,
right?
they could easily just make new islands for you to explore. Not too big, but like a good chunk of the game, and just like multiply it by like 4. You could easily do it.
Yeah, and you could totally use like, you don't even like, you could use Vati, right, from Minish Cap, right? And you could use like as the main villain, you could use someone like, oh man, I don't even know who else you could use. You could, I mean
Ganon's hard to top, so
yeah. I mean, you could even revisit someone like Zant, or
it's funny.
Man,
I thought,
you imagine a Twilight Realm version of this? Bring Midna back?
Oh, that's, you know what? Speaking of that, it like, how cool would it be to kind of like revisit some like old places? Like if they did this style, but like you go to the forest, or like you said, Termina, or you know, Midna for some reason. Like it would be so cool to have like the Avengers moment of just like old characters come back to fight like a giant threat. It'd be so cool. It'd be so cool, man.
Yeah. I would die if they made like a Twilight Princess like
esque type of thing.
Yeah, and brought Midna back, like, but like Final Form Midna, and like she's ruling the Twilight Realm, not like
and she has like an army. Dude, it'd be and she's like, oh, hello, hero, and you're like, oh my gosh, you remember that?
Oh my god,
dude, yeah,
I love Midna so much. Oh my gosh, I love Midna.
Midna was such like an underrated helper.
She's the best. She's the best companion character they've ever done. Period. End of discussion.
Yeah. Speaking of like a new different kind of Zelda, I think I would like to see, I don't know if Nintendo would do it. I doubt they would actually, but I'd like to see a darker take on Legend of Zelda. So for example, I can't remember if me and you have talked about this, but for people that have read the manga, have you ever read the Twilight Princess manga or like know anything about it? So in the manga, so in the manga, there's a part they actually didn't put in the game. You know the part in the game where you and the girl are in the pond, and then the village gets raided, and Link gets knocked out, and then is like unconscious in the pond in the like in the very beginning. So in the manga, that same scene, Link gets his entire arm from like here. From here, his entire arm gets chopped off, and then he falls face first in the pond and dies, and then the spirit brings him back, kind of like reattaches his arm, brings him back, and goes, "Okay, well now you have to go save her." But when I read that, I was like, "You can't do that. That's crazy."
Right.
So I would like to see almost a darker take on a Zelda game where, say, for example, you can cut people in half and there's blood or XYZ type of thing. I don't know if they'd ever do it.
Well, we actually had this conversation at one point, not you and me, but like, I was having this, I forget who I was talking about this with, but like my take on a darker Zelda would not be like you play as Link, but you play as Ganon, the Rise of Ganon, as like a almost like a Souls-like game. Have From Software make it.
That
Nintendo.
Would be insane.
Yeah, that was my take. Like probably a year ago, I was like, that would be so cool.
I mean, I can see it too. It'd be such a ruthless game.
Oh my gosh, yeah. But like you think of all the bosses from Zelda games through the years, right? And like
there's tons.
You start out and as the Gerudo thief, and then you rise to be the Gerudo king, and then you rise to take over Hyrule, and like it ends with you sitting in the throne or whatever.
And yeah, so like you start as the Gerudo thief and then become the Demon King. Oh, that'd be a game. That'd be a game. Yeah. That'd be so much fun. Holy moly.
Yeah. I mean you could even like the final boss could even be like Demise or something from Skyward Sword. Like, and
who's the real big bad type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you could like absorb his demon power, and that's how you become the Demon King, is you defeat Demise and you absorb his power or something.
Yeah, and then he's the one who tells you about the hero that's coming to defeat him, and it's Link, and that'd be so cool.
Yeah. And then he like it's almost like a Final Fantasy Strangers in Paradise type turnaround where you like I guess I don't really want to spoil it for people, but there's a huge like people who know Final Fantasy know the twist like pretty early on, but like if you don't know, like that twist is like
hurtful.
Oh, it's crazy.
Okay.
So, yeah, but yeah, I would love to see that, and oh my gosh, and like it as Demise is like fading away, telling him about Link, like as soon as Ganon absorbs him, like he says something really like cool and aggressive, like bring him to me or whatever. Like,
let him come.
Yeah. That.
Yeah, let him come. And then he sits down. Oof. End scene. End scene.
Yeah. He sits down and he has like this giant staff, and he just goes like, and the game cuts to black when he hits the floor with his giant staff,
and then
you just hear it echo.
All you hear is
let
him. Oh yeah. And then as the game fades away, all you hear is let him come, and it just fades to black. God, that'd be that. If FromSoft did a Zelda take, it would honestly be so. It wouldn't be for a wide audience, but it would definitely be a game to try. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you say it wouldn't be for a wide audience, but Elden Ring sold 25 million copies. So,
and then Shadow of the Erdtree just took over the world. So you know what?
Yeah.
I redact that statement. I redact that because it'd be FromSoft people, and then you also have like Zelda fans too. So
yeah,
you would definitely reach a wide berth of people.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be so cool.
Dude, I've thought about this for a bit now, because it's, like me and you, like we've been longtime fans, and we're a bit older now. I would personally like to see a bit of a more mature Zelda game. I think the last one that we had was not to beat a dead horse, but Twilight Princess was the last, I guess, quote mature
Yeah.
ish Zelda game.
Yeah. I mean, it had that tone, right? And the design and the dark tone of it was definitely aiming
More,
that direction, but
yeah,
ultimately really wasn't.
no.
But I still like that game. God, I love the mirror scene. I love
the mirror
the
scene.
end. The end when Midna is like essentially like, I'll see you soon, and then like she warps through the mirror and then the mirror shatters.
Yeah. Yeah. And that Ganon fight too was so cool.
Yeah.
The Ganon fight in that game was just beyond super cool. And the way you kill
him
Ganon
with the fishing rod.
What?
Did you distract him with the fishing rod?
You can?
There's like a huge glitch in that game where like if you use the fishing rod and you cast it, he'll like stare at the fishing rod and then he'll get stuck and then you can just run up to him and hit him with your sword.
Shut up, really?
Yeah.
That is so funny.
Yeah. I think they fixed it in the Wii U version, but in the GameCube version, it was definitely that's how you.
That's so funny. If I ever replay the game, I'll definitely have to try that out. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, good times.
Zelda, man. It's classic. Man. It's classic.
I mean, I know people like love their Metroids and there's other, Marios and
Metroid's not far behind Zelda. That's for sure. Metroid's a game that I could definitely get behind. Or actually, so I have. That's what I'm talking about. I have.
Yeah, Metroid Prime Remastered was like really something to look at on the Switch, right? And Metroid Prime 4 like doesn't even look like it's running on the console. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, but replaying Metroid Prime Remaster was such a treat. It was and it looked so good.
The fact that they just had modern first-person shooter controls changed the entire game.
It was crazy.
The whole game.
It was crazy. Like it booted up so smooth. It played so smooth. Revisiting everything, I was like, this game just runs so for the Switch. I was like, this runs hella good.
Yeah,
hella good. And then I know when 4 came out, or pardon me, the trailer for it, there was the online debate if it's on the Switch, if it's on a prototype Switch 2, XYZ. I mean, I don't. To this day, I still don't know what it is on, but
yeah. Well, they confirmed it for Switch, so I mean, it might be the Breath of the Wild Twilight Princess for that, right? Like it might. Ooh, a kitty. It might be cross gen or whatever, right? Or whatever Nintendo decides to do if it. Well, we'll get into it later. We'll talk. We'll talk off air because
yes, sir.
Yeah. Anyways, let's. Are you playing anything else?
Yeah, on my Steam Deck, I'm playing Sea of Stars,
Nice.
Monster Hunter, and and Zelda, and that's it.
Nice.
Sea of Stars is a lot of fun if you haven't played it, but
I played like 5 hours of it.
It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, Garl is like the best character.
Garl's my homie. Garl is the homie, dog.
Garl won our biggest dork character last year, like the character that everybody loves that just is, a dork.
Homie is the missing puzzle to the entire team. I will say that right here. Garl, I love Garl.
Yeah, Garl's the best. I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima as well.
Have you gotten any progress since we last talked?
Yeah, I actually played it for like 2 hours last night because I couldn't.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm just trying to find all the points on the map that are revealed and just doing the things there before I progress any story.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do in these games. I'm coming around on it.
Okay.
I still think I like Assassin's Creed better.
Fair.
But I'm enjoying the story. I just did a big story beat with the I forget what his name is, the Straw Hat leader, who is kind of like a mercenary.
Oh, what's his name?
It starts with
I
an
know
R.
Ryoku. No,
Yeah.
is it that? I know exactly
something.
who you're talking about. Yeah.
It's something like that. And he's a cool character, so I've been kind of exploring that storyline a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I found some Mongol kind of essentially like forts and taking them out, so that's been fun.
If you haven't, I highly suggest doing Lady Tamayo's storyline and oh my god, who's the other old guy with the apprentice?
Oh yeah, I'm doing that too. I'm on step like 4 or 5 of that.
Yeah,
The bow guy.
Yeah. The guy that gives you the bow. Him and Lady Tamayo have great stories.
Yeah. I think I'm like 12 hours in. I'm enjoying it. I think I've gotten used to like, because I've played so many games like that where like the combat's on the shoulder buttons, the camera's kind of pulled out.
Yeah.
And now kind of going back into this zoomed in kind of thing like God of War with combat on the face buttons kind of threw me off a little bit. And now that I'm kind of used to it, and I've primarily been playing that over Zelda, surprisingly, actually, when I have free time, I like it. So we'll see. I still don't think I'm as hot on it as a lot of other people are, but
that's fair.
I've gotten pretty used to the combat. I really like the standoff mechanic.
That's a cool mechanic.
Yeah. So, did you play it on Steam Deck, or did you play it on PlayStation, or?
I played it. That was one of the last games I played on PS5. So that and The Last of Us 2 were the last 2 games I played on PS5.
Yeah. So the thing is I would have a Steam Deck and a dock by now if Destiny worked on it. That's the only
fact
thing
that it doesn't.
consoles.
The fact that it doesn't, I'm like,
yeah,
it would be cool, but I'm like, it is what it is, right?
Yeah. Also, like, it's not as big a deal anymore now that everything's kind of in a. Josh and I were talking about it last night on Tower Casuals, where like Destiny really feels like it's in a transition period, and like the episodes are cool, and what they're talking about with the Project Apollo and Behemoth are interesting. I'm a little worried that some of the stuff they're doing is going to make it a little bit more complicated than I would like, because I just don't have the time to sink into it anymore.
Yeah.
Because I'm a parent and have very little time, and there are lots of other games I would like to play.
I feel that.
So, and we've kind of made the decision to make Tower Casuals every other week now, for the time being, until content starts dropping again. Because
I can definitely see that, because it's like, obviously, if anyone doesn't know, me and Corey, I'm pretty sure met through Destiny, if I'm not mistaken. And Destiny 2 has been a huge part in both of our lives, but it's in a phase at the moment where it's not really the hottest thing anymore, and it's definitely turning into something else.
I mean, the final shape was awesome. It was incredible, and it was an incredible way to end. Like, I know it's a game as a service, and they need these little pinpoints to like keep it going, because that's Bungie's only game, and that's how they make their money. But like the final shape, God, I wish it would have just ended with the final shape. I really wish it would have just ended, or like
stopped, like ended, like just stopped.
Yeah, just
that's
ended.
fair. You know what? That's fair. I think I would have liked that more, because now it just feels like,
yeah, and the storylines they're exploring are cool now, but like it just, and maybe in a year, right? I'll be talking differently about it, but it just feels like some of these things aren't leading anywhere. These just feel like little tiny storylines that were like threads that they left open on purpose so they could have stories to tell after the final shape right? And
I get the whole essence of now that the big bad is gone, there's some things to clean up. I get that, but it just, like you said, I guess it just doesn't feel over, even though we supposedly did get to the ending.
yeah, it kind of feels like that like the TV show that goes on for like 2 or 3 seasons too long, you know, where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, it should have ended in like season 5, and it's like season 9.
Yeah, and then like half of the original cast, if not more than half, is just gone, and you're like, I feel no connection to the show anymore.
Yeah, which is, man, I could talk a lot about Destiny forever.
Oh yeah. I've had tons of conversations.
It's cool though, because like the characters they're introducing right now are like very good characters that they could have just made almost like a new version of Destiny and jumped off at like a jumping off point with these characters. Like Micah 10 is really interesting, and Maya Sundaresh, and like they have links back to Cade, but not, you know, it I don't know. They could have done.
Have we?
And granted, this is like Bungie has, as a studio, has been going through a lot of turmoil and changes and staffing and whatever, right? It's totally not. I feel like Destiny's not where it's wants to be, because Bungie isn't where they're supposed to be.
100%. It's not. It's not the game's fault. It's definitely some in-house keeping that needs to get done. But have we fought? Or pardon me. Do you know if in the game yet we've fought Savathun's sister yet?
Ziva Wrath? No, she's on the run.
Yeah, see that? I feel like that should have been dealt with long ago.
That's one of the threads that Josh and I were like, this should have been done. Like the Hive sisters should have all been killed, right? I mean, we killed Oryx. Savathun's dead, or no, Savathun's not dead actually either. Like that thread's still open too.
Yeah, see,
and then Zivu Wrath is just nowhere to be found.
Zivu Wrath, that one should have been dealt with a long time ago.
Yeah, well, the thought was Zivu Wrath was either going to be a dungeon boss or like one of the bosses in the raid, like the raid Salvation's Edge with the Witness, but nope.
Yeah, but yeah, like you said, we could sit here and just yap about Destiny forever.
Yeah. The last thing I'll say about Destiny is like it definitely feels like it's in a transition period.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited for the potential of where Destiny could go story-wise.
I am too.
Especially because they're showing off new planets for the first time in a long time.
In a long time. So yeah, and how they're like, if you don't want to go to point A, you can go to point B. If not B, you can go to D and then come back. So having a whole new planet and being able to have the open world aspect really is kind of like, okay, I want to see it first.
Yep. What did they call it? Like open-ended storytelling, and they're adding like Metroidvania style elements in there and kind of choose your own adventure style things in there. It seems ambitious, especially for everything that just happened to the studio, but
especially for Bungie.
Yeah. And like considering that the new game director was like the multiplayer lead on Halo for a long time, like not that a multiplayer lead can't, tell great stories.
No, of course not.
If your primary thing is PvP, and PvP's been struggling in Destiny
since birth.
Yeah. Well, we got our first new map this year in like 3 years, so
woo!
So,
we're on the board.
Anyways, we'll end the Destiny talk. I know I try to talk to Ed about Destiny sometimes, and then I can just feel the audience tuning out. So because we have a Destiny show. Oh, all right. Let's just get into the news.
The weeds.
There's not a lot to talk about. I mean, there's quite a few things here to pick at, but there's not. We're in a holding pattern here. Everybody's just waiting for Switch 2 to come out.
Yeah, I said this to Corey right before we started, and it's just like at this point in time, Nintendo news is so like Switch 2 stuff. No, okay, move on. At this like no one, and you may, and I apologize, but like the internet does not care unless it has something to do with the Switch 2. They're like, I'm cool, dog. I don't care.
I know. That's why I try to work Switch 2 into every single episode, because then I can have something to point to for episodes.
Yeah. But yeah, it's and you know what? I don't blame people because at this point I would like to just know like a date or a color. Yeah. Like a color.
We're gonna find out soon. We're gonna find out soon. We can talk about Switch 2 after we get through the news. Actually, that can be our topic for the show.
All right, bet. Cool.
So we'll blow through this news because there's not really a lot. The biggest story though is Ubisoft. Their disastrous 2024.
Yikes!
Because the Star Wars sold softly, Prince of Persia sold softly. They delayed Assassin's Creed. Their as of 2 days ago, their stock is at a 10-year low.
Didn't the director like blame the fans for Star Wars or something? I thought I don't
remember what the exact wording was, but I know a lot of people called Star Wars like Outlaws woke because it starred a Hispanic woman. I'm like, have you ever watched Star Wars? Like,
that's the first time I've ever heard that, and that's a crazy take. I'm like,
Princess Leia was literally like the star of the first movie, the original movie. So
yeah,
I don't know. Star Wars has always been like the pinnacle of being diverse without forcing it in there, right? And that's like
100 like that and Star Trek and like Stargate.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, man. It's just it really bothers me.
Yeah.
There's a great interview I listened to with the director of Tales of Kinsara Zhao, actually, because his game got shredded for being quote woke for those who don't know, I forget the guy's name, but he was the voice of Bayek in Assassin's Creed Origins, and he started a gaming studio because he wanted to make a game about his growing up in Africa. Like, he grew up in Africa, and that's the story he wanted to tell. And it like this game got shredded for being quote woke because it starred a black kid, and like it was about
that's crazy
black people. And it was like, if you actually played the game and paid attention, it was just about a boy who was mourning the loss of his father and the adventure he goes on to like
in Africa,
yeah, like his like almost like a spirit journey, right? So I don't know, man. I don't know. I hate people, man.
I say that every day. I hate people too.
Oh,
but yeah, man. Ubisoft is definitely in some hot water after Star Wars. I know it was not. I heard Star Wars did something dirty where if you got the gold, you could get 3 days access, and then the day it came out, there was a patch and it deleted the 3-day thing.
No, what happened was this was a PlayStation bug specifically.
Oh, even worse.
So what they asked people to do was they highly recommended you start a new save, because if you play past here with this patch, you may experience what they say, progress preventing bugs. And that was specifically a PlayStation thing.
Why do games, and this is a whole other tangent that we don't have to go down, but we could on a separate day, is why do games come out with day one fixes? I don't understand.
I don't know, man. It's
that shouldn't be a thing anymore.
Yeah, I know. And I think licensed games in particular have that have a bigger issue with that, because the companies that license these IP out want that game to come out so they can make their money, right? And that's Disney in particular, right? We saw that with both Star Wars Jedi games. We saw that with some of the Marvel stuff that's come out. I mean, look at the disaster that was the Avengers, right? I mean, that game was just totally a disaster. Guardians of the Galaxy had a huge day one patch that fixed a ton of bugs. There was something like, I think it was Guardians of the Galaxy that had like patch notes that it was like 130 something lines long of patch notes.
That's crazy to me.
But that game is that game's amazing. If you haven't played,
I've heard it's good. Yeah. I've heard it's
recommend
really
you
good.
play that. But yeah, it was just, I don't know. And and obviously Ubisoft has the Assassin's Creed Unity meme where like the eyeballs and the teeth are the only things that spawn in on the person and not the head and the face, and it looks very scary. And then on top of that, like, their games go on sale. Like the big joke is like, I'll wait like a month because the game will be half price or something. And that's every Ubisoft game.
I mean, I played the demo of Prince of Persia, and it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, Prince of Persia is awesome. I really loved Prince of Persia. I think it's a fantastic video game, and I wish more people played it. It didn't sell, unfortunately, but it's definitely like, you look at something like Metroid Dread and how Nintendo like really nurtured that game. I would put Prince of Persia up there with Metroid Dread in terms of quality.
Dread was a fantastic game.
It was great. I got lost because I suck at Metroidvanias. And Laurent makes fun of me because I think I'm only like 2 hours into the game, even though I played it for like 12 hours.
That's
crazy. I just kept getting lost.
That's so funny though.
But yeah, right now there's a potential buyout, supposedly with the Guillemot family, who is the majority owner of Ubisoft. They also are the founders of the company. And Tencent, who is the giant Chinese conglomerate that a lot of people are afraid are going to try to take over the video game industry because they're a giant Chinese conglomerate. And so they are in a very early stage of discussions to eventually lead to a transaction. It sucks because I really like Ubisoft. They're probably one out of like the big publishers. They're probably my favorite, in a lot of ways.
They have made a lot of bangers just lately. They've just been kind of not the best, man.
I mean, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is like a top 10 game for me of all time. Like, not even kidding. I love that game so
Black
much.
Flag is my favorite one ever.
Yeah, Black Flag is amazing, which there's a remake of that coming out. I don't know if you knew that.
I would die to. Oh God.
Yeah. I'm shocked they haven't done a remake of the first one yet, but
the first 4 games were so good.
What, 1 and the 2 trilogy?
Yeah. Sorry. 1, Altair, Ezio, Connor, and then Kenway were all so good. And I didn't mind Origins. I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm in that boat alone, but I liked it.
I liked Origins. I think Odyssey is better.
I haven't played that one.
Oh, I like it because like it takes that almost like a superhero fantasy of like,
I've heard that.
Once you upgrade your character, like they can take fall damage, or they don't take any fall damage. They, are super powerful. They can do all kinds. It's super cool. I love Odyssey. I'm still play it from time to time because I've put like 120 hours into it and haven't even touched the DLC yet.
That's crazy. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I just periodically go back and I'll play it for like 5 or 10 hours, and then it'll, I'll ignore it for 6 months or whatever and be like, well, you know what? I feel like running around and doing some stuff.
That's cool.
But yeah, Ubisoft, man. I mean, those Mario Rabbids games were good. I know people really liked that Beyond Good and Evil HD remaster. But it's sad to see this. I don't think they're gonna die. I don't think Ubisoft is in that position.
I can't see them. No, I think they're in trouble, but I don't think they're gonna die.
Yeah, I definitely think if they go private, they're definitely gonna be small. Dude, they employ 20,000 people. Why do you need that many people?
I don't know, dude. For what?
I mean, they're definitely gonna become smaller. I think you could probably cut half. I don't want people to get laid off and lose their jobs, but you could probably more efficiently run that company with half the staff. At least. Right. I mean, they're triple the size of Activision Blizzard.
And they make some games. You know what I mean?
So good luck to Ubisoft. I'm pulling for them because I really like their games. I love Assassin's Creed. I loved that Prince of Persia game. I can't wait to play Outlaws. I'm waiting for that big patch to hit though, because I don't want to
have to restart everything.
Yeah. Plus they're fixing there's some mandatory stealth stuff that they're taking out of the game apparently.
Okay.
So I'm waiting for that. All right, our next story. This is just like a fun one. Nintendo Switch, according to Metacritic, Nintendo Switch statistically is the console with the best games. According, let's see here. This was posted on Reset Era by user Saint Earn the Third. Since 1993, there's a chart here. There's all kinds of charts here, but basically, from 1993 to 2000 or to 2024, they added up all these scores for PC, Macintosh, iPhone, Android, Switch, iPad, and PlayStation 4. And then Xbox Series, PS5, and Xbox One. In terms of consoles, Switch has the best games in terms of 90 plus Metacritic. Switch has 39, 90 plus on Metacritic. 75 plus, they have 962 games, and 60 plus, they have 1,783 games.
Hey man, ever since the Switch has come out, it's been a titan. It's been that little 8-year-old tablet is a titan, my friend.
I can't believe that thing. So it still feels like, I know the tech feels old, but like the console still feels new to me.
Every time I pick up my Zelda OLED Switch, I'm like, man, this thing still looks so good.
I know.
Like it hasn't looked like it's aged. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's I think the type of games you play on it too, though, have a lot to do with it. Like Nintendo always knows how to optimize their hardware, and then most indie games run pretty well on Switch.
Run very, very smooth. The only time
except for the Plucky Squire, that game.
No?
Oh, God, the Plucky Squire is terrible. It's terrible on Switch. Like, I ran into so many bugs even after they patched it. I tried to go back and play it, and it's just
really okay. That's
I feel
good to
really
know.
bad because I was so hyped for that game.
Yeah,
it just it's on PS Plus though. It runs really good there, and I know it was just recently on sale on PC somewhere. But
dang.
But yeah, I mean, those are the games that I play on Switch, and they all run great. And Nintendo knows how to optimize their stuff.
Yeah, like I don't think Nintendo is in any rush to win the graphic war. I think they're just making fun games, man. That's it.
Yeah. Well, the next console is supposedly creeping in the Xbox Series S territory of power.
I mean, you put that in a little handheld and it can run all my favorite Nintendo games. I mean, I'll pay.
I mean, imagine a Zelda game that looks like Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, homie, that'd be it. That would be insane.
I know.
That would be it.
I know. On an 8-inch screen at 900p.
Running take my life savings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be it.
Yeah, I mean, in the way this NVIDIA stuff sounds, that the tech that they're using, like the upscale, like the AI upscaling stuff, and just the tech that's inside of it, besides the normal stuff, sounds like it's going to give Nintendo a real boost in power without having the power.
Yeah, like exciting. It's like, again, Nintendo is that kid in school that was just like kept the head down, always did the work, went home, studied hard, and just like made a splash in the water without having the extravagant stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't need to have all the bells and the whistles. They just make fun games. That's it. And they've been doing that for 8 years. And this little console to my left over here has just made a footprint in gaming.
Yeah. I mean, and the Switch changed everything, right? I mean, the Steam Deck is a clear inspiration of the Switch, and now you're looking at Xbox and PlayStation going to try to do the same thing, right?
I wholeheartedly think that handheld gaming is going to be way bigger next year. I wholeheartedly think that.
Yeah, the thing with handhelds, it especially for, I mean, Nintendo and Steam proved that there is a place for handheld gaming as long as you have the choice to play those games wherever you want, right?
Yeah, 100%.
The library is coming with you. It's not a GameCube, Game Boy Advance situation where like, oh, well, the GameCube has these games and the Game Boy Advance has these games. The Steam Deck runs your Steam games. Your Steam library runs on the Steam Deck, most of it.
Yeah, most. Apparently, I actually got a comment on a video that apparently 99% of games actually work, even if they say that they don't. You just have to change some settings. I haven't tried it, but if anyone has a Steam Deck and they are curious, I've been told that. I don't know if it's true, but take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah. So I want one at some point.
It's a lot of fun.
The LCD, the 512 LCD ones were on sale a couple weeks ago, but all right, we're gonna move on. Sorry, Ubisoft. Hope you
recover
well soon. Another fun one for me. This is strictly for me. The Zelda Figma figure that we talked about a couple months ago is finally up for pre-order, and I am so in love with this thing.
I have to see it.
I love this. I need it. I already have the Link and Ganon pre-ordered. I need the Zelda one.
Her holding the tablet is probably. Hang on. Oh, there's so many things.
I love this figure. I don't have anything else to say about it. I need this figure. I love this version of Zelda so much. Oh, she has my heart, Andre.
Her holding the sword with her eyes closed and the head down is probably my favorite pose.
Yeah. I need this. So that'll be on my shelf somewhere. I've really gotten into these Figma figures recently. Not the weird, like, crazy sex toy ones, but like the Xenoblade ones and the Zelda ones. And
I think you were the one to get me onto what's the F1? First four
figures ones.
Yeah.
That there's also 2 Samus Figma figures. There's the Dread one and then there's the Prime one.
Oh,
I think there's a Zero Suit one also.
Oh God, the sex toy one.
Yeah, the sex toy one.
Yeah, I at my store I have the collector's edition first 4 figure one of Samus with the interchangeable arm that it's going right there, like right on top of there. So I'm super excited to kind of get. Oh my God, I'm sorry. To get that. We also have the Hyrule Shield from first 4 figures, which I didn't know. We have a couple first 4 figure statues actually, so I'm gonna start keeping an eye on some Figma stuff, and if we have some of those, I might. If we get the Zelda one in stock, I'm definitely gonna be buying that one.
Yeah, and I'm getting it for sure. I love it. I can't get enough of it.
Cannot not do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could do without the Ganon one, but I just got it to have the set. But
of course,
I don't really collect, like, it's weird. Maybe it's a kid thing, but I don't collect like the bad guys of any set of anything.
It's hilarious because I've had the chance on getting the Ganon amiibo from Tears of the Kingdom a plethora of times, and I just won't do it. But I have both the Zelda and the Link, and I won't get the Ganon.
I know.
I don't know why, but like I just won't do it.
I know. I do too.
I'm like, I don't like you because you're the bad guy.
Yeah. Also, like, God, everybody was so obsessed with Ganon when they
Daddy Ganon. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, I hated it so much. I hated it.
Oh my God, he's hot.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's just annoying.
I do like this iteration of Ganon though. He does look the coolest.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. It just
Yeah.
the thirst over him was just
Yeah, the thirst of canon in this game was
oh my
obnoxious
God.
because it was everywhere. It was everywhere.
Yeah, it was just oh my God, just stop, please stop. I don't care. I don't care. I don't want it.
Look, he's hot. We get it, guys.
Man, nobody liked me when I was that big.
Right? Preposterous.
All right, we're gonna move on. F-Zero stuff. More F-Zero stuff is coming to Nintendo Switch Online, including 2 more GBA titles and new maps for F-Zero 99. The GBA games are F-Zero GP Legend, and then the Japan-only F-Zero Climax. These are playable now, I think, as of this recording. They are available on October 11th, so a couple days. And by the time this releases, it'll be available in a couple days. So that's cool. I really like the GBA aesthetic of the F-Zero games. I think the GBA is one of the best pixel art consoles of all time.
I think it's either that one or the Game Boy SP. It's one of those two are my favorite.
And then let's see, where's the other story here? Oh, the F-Zero 99. There it is. Okay. By the way, all these stories are from Nintendo Life because they just have the best curated news stuff.
The website I go to for all my Nintendo stuff.
Yeah. Nintendo Life's the GOAT.
It's truly.
Yeah. And then F-Zero 99 includes 5 new tracks, including the Satellaview content, which was only available in Japan. This was like the pre-online era. Satellaview, I think Super Metroid and A Link to the Past also had Satellaview versions where they would kind of give you content via cable, almost like Sega Channel. Super cool. All right. I don't know if you have anything else to say about that, but we're going to move on to the last
I don't know. No. I'm not like a giant F-Zero fan. I appreciate them, but I'm not like the biggest fan of them.
Yeah, same. I feel like you can be a Nintendo fan and not be a fan of all their franchises.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And I know that there are people out there that love every single Nintendo franchise, and I don't understand how that's possible, but you do you. Earthbound's overrated. Next story.
Whoa.
Hey man, I saw them all at Toys R Us for $10 in the bargain bin. Okay.
Fair.
Nobody was buying that game.
Nobody.
Level 5 CEO implies Nintendo is to thank for Professor Layton's comeback. I don't know. Have you ever played the Professor Layton games on the DS?
I have no idea who this is.
Oh my God, dude, they're the best puzzle games. Do you like puzzle games?
I thrive in puzzle games.
Oh my gosh. Emulation is illegal.
But
so I'm not recommending you play them on your Steam Deck.
You're not telling me to go down.
I'm not telling you to check them out on an emulator somewhere. I'm not telling you
that they're a lot of fun.
What I am saying is the Professor Layton games are amazing.
What I'm not saying is I will definitely have to check those out.
Yeah. They are, I mean, I can't tell you how. There's 6 of them on DS and 3DS.
Okay.
You don't have to play them in any particular order, but I do recommend playing them in release order.
Really got it. Okay.
Because of the mechanics that they introduce throughout the games. And, if you go backwards, like it's just, how sometimes when you go backwards, like it just feels like there's stuff missing. So,
oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But the new World of Steam is due out in 2025, and Nintendo is supposedly to thank, according to CEO of Level 5, Akihiro Hino, who in a recent Tokyo Game Show chat confessed that the content in the Layton series which he originally said came to a beautiful conclusion. The return of the series is due to quote, company N, and what will we do without them? So it's coming to Switch in 2025 exclusively. I do recommend, if you have a DS or a 3DS, to pick these up somewhere and play them, because they are great video games. Some of my favorites, actually. And I don't really care for handheld only specific gaming all that much. Like, that's Nintendo's handhelds are like my weak area of expertise. Like, I don't know much. I do know, but I don't.
Well, there's a lot. So
yeah. All right, let's get into Pack Watch real quick, and then we'll talk a little bit about Switch 2, and then we'll get out of here.
Yes, sir.
Pack Watch this week on 1010, Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time. An uninhabited isle somewhere in the seas of Riveria. On this island lies a mystery that no one has been able to solve. A gaping hole, a dragon made of bone, and girl's message that begs you to save the world. Description is a little
that was a wild description.
Yeah. This game, I think it's for you, Andre. Europa.
Okay. What's it called?
Europa.
Okay.
On the moon of Europa, a lush terraformed paradise in Jupiter's shadow, an android named Z sets out to in search for answers. Run, glide, and fly across the landscape, solve mysteries in the ruins of the fallen utopia, and discover the story of the last human alive.
Oh, I have seen screenshots and gameplay of this game. Super interested. Interested. Yes.
Yeah, it looks super cool.
Very interested, because it almost reminds me of like Studio Ghibli type style games.
Yeah, mixed with like some Breath of the Wild in there.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be checking this out via Switch or Steam Deck, because it looks like a cute little cozy Studio Ghibli game. So I'm in.
Yeah, it's super fun. I'm excited for this. Also on 1011, Transformers Galactic Trials. This is a racing game, by the way.
It is, yes. Don't get it confused.
That's when I think of Transformers, I think of racing. Transformers Galactic Trials finds players on a mission to recover the powerful Prime relics from the evil Nemesis Prime in this fast-paced rogue-lite racing game inspired by the iconic Transformers franchise and developed by 3D Clouds. Not interested.
I've seen gameplay. Snooze fest.
Look, when they bring Fall of Cybertron back, you come talk to me, okay?
Fall and War of Cybertron were the pinnacle of Transformers games. Changed my mind.
They're amazing.
Changed my mind. I have not played a game since that has been Transformers that good. I played the movie tie-in game. That was made by High Moon as well. It was okay because it ran on the Cybertron engine. Okay, and then they made a game after that merged the Cybertron and the movie universes into one universe. Okay.
Called Rise of the Dark Spark.
Okay.
And it was how do I want to say this? I really wanted it to be good.
Ooh, it's okay. That's all you need to say.
It was not good. I really wanted it to be good, and it was not good. So, yeah. 1015 Just Dance 2025 edition. There's something for every taste in the Just Dance 2025 edition. Dance to chart-topping hits, pop party anthems, all-time classics, viral internet phenomena, and more, including Yes and by Ariana Grande.
Yes, sir.
Great. And then 1015 Neva, which I'm really excited for because I really liked their last game, Gris or Gree. The tale of a young woman and her lifelong bond with a magnificent wolf as they embark on a thrilling adventure through a rapidly dying world. The tale of a young woman and her lifelong bond with... Wait, why did this... I think I pasted it twice. Whoops. Oh, well. So that's Neva. I'm really excited for that.
It looks good.
Because Gree was really... a beautiful game.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to be in the right mindset to play that game.
Oh, okay.
All right, Andre, let's talk a little bit about Switch 2.
Hit me.
It's coming. We know it's coming.
Yes, sir.
We know it's going to be powerful.
We do know that.
There's a lot of
leaks and speculations everywhere.
Yep, and I'm interested to know what you want from this, because I talked to Ed a lot about Switch 2 a lot, and I feel like the conversation has kind of reached a point where we know what we want from this thing.
Okay.
But I'm interested to see what other people want from this, and I don't get to talk to you very often about it. So
I see what you mean. Yeah.
You know, I mean, and I know you're a huge Steam Deck player.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you want from this thing besides great Nintendo games?
I mean, aside from that, one thing I would love to see day one is maybe like how they have Nintendo Switch Online. They have the N64, they have the Game Boy. Give me a GameCube thing.
See, there is I have a theory to that.
Okay.
That they are not going to do that.
Ooh,
have you seen the list of GameCube games on the Switch that they are selling between $40 and $50?
No.
There's over 25 games from the GameCube era that have made their way to the Switch.
Okay.
I think the GameCube era of Nintendo is the perfect era to remaster, because the art still holds up. It just
100,
needs an HD
100%.
Yeah.
100%. You kidding me? And
the
there is a plethora of games you could easily hit with a remaster button that would take off.
Yeah.
Star Fox Adventures, Wind Waker, Twilight,
those
Sunshine.
are already done. Those are already done. They're on the Wii U.
It's not Star Fox.
No, but the Twilight Princess and Wind Waker are both on the Wii U.
Fair. Star Fox Adventures. I started this thinking I'd have a lot more off the top of my head, but if I could see a list, I would let you know. But there is a lot of games you could easily hit with a remaster that would make it. But like, okay, if you, aside from all that, if you let me put one thing into the Steam Deck, or Jesus Christ, the Switch 2 as like a feature that I would want, I'm staring at my Switch right now and I'm trying to think of like what I would want. Oh boy. Ooh, okay. Party integration with playing with friends. Like if the Switch 2 had Discord on it, easy W.
Yeah, they definitely need to do something about their online stuff, right? It's
online. The eShop is atrocious. I'll just say it.
Yeah, the eShop is bad.
The eShop is more laggier than like a Windows 95 PC.
Yeah, I mean, unless you go search for what you are looking for, it's going to take you forever to go find it, right?
Oh, 100%.
It's yeah, I don't know, man. It's very the eShop's bad.
What's your personal thing that like because I've never heard your thing.
It really just comes down to like I just want more power for games to run better.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm not saying like as much as I would love a Zelda game that looked like Horizon Zero Dawn. Like,
yeah,
I know in my heart of hearts we're never going to get that from Nintendo, because that's just what Nintendo does not want to do, right? And that's I've come to accept that as a Nintendo fan. It's fine. It sucks, but it's fine. I would love to see something like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom get a 1440p 60 frames patch. I would love to see like little particle effects start happening where, you know, sometimes particle effects just don't happen because the system's not powerful enough, or the draw distance on some games is just bad because the console can't handle it. Or, you know, when you set a field on fire in Breath of the Wild, like the slowdown is just, you know, it drops to sub 20 frames a second, which is like again, I get it. There's a lot going on in this game. The systems are at work, and it's just whatever. But I would really love to see stuff run, like big games run better. I mean, Mario Kart runs flawlessly. You know, Mario Odyssey runs pretty flawlessly. A lot of the 2D games and RPGs run flawlessly, except for Xenoblade, which is another series I would love to see run better. Oh my gosh, I love Xenoblade, but like,
have I ever talked to you about my experience with Xenoblade? It's so okay. Tangent. About like months ago, a friend of mine let me borrow the first game. It's called like what's the first one called for the Switch? Is it like the remaster or something? Xenoblade, the first one,
the definitive edition.
Thank you. Yes, he let me borrow that. I've never played a Xenoblade prior. I didn't know much about. I knew the kid's name was Shulk. That was it. Xenoblade, the definitive collection, is hands down one of the greatest games I've ever played. The ending almost broke me as a person. It was one of the great.
The expansion?
I did. That was beautiful.
Did you play 2?
2's hot dog shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 2 is
hot dog shit. I'm sorry. Okay, 2, hang on. That's a little mean. It's not that bad.
On the games that are on the Switch, 2 is the worst.
2 is,
in my opinion,
2 was bad.
I haven't. I'm going to admit something here.
Yeah,
I haven't finished any of them, and I have not played 3.
I haven't played 3 either, but I've heard 3 takes it back.
3 is incredible, and the DLC for 3 is incredible.
Yeah,
Xenoblade is on my list after Zelda's done, after Echoes of Wisdom is done. My journey through Xenoblade, the series, is beginning.
Have you ever beaten the first one?
Have I ever beaten the first one? No, I haven't beaten any of them. I played a lot of it on Wii.
How far did you get in the first one?
Oh God, I don't remember.
My God, Corey, you have to play it.
I know,
dude.
I know.
I'm telling you, and I'm so glad I didn't start talking about the ending because I almost did.
I mean, I know what happens.
Okay, good. Okay, cool. Yeah. But like, it's dude, it's such an experience. It's so good. It is so. And then the plot twists are insane in that game.
And then the masterful way that 3 ties it all together is.
I've heard it. I've heard it just puts it like a bow on the entire series, and that's it.
Yeah.
I haven't played 3, but I've heard I've heard it goes back to the roots of like 1, and 2 was a struggle to play. I'll say that.
Yeah, 2 is definitely the the sad boy of the.
Oh, dude, 2 is the neglected child of the family. 100%.
I'm also like what made me really intrigued to like actually try to play through the series, which I've always wanted to, but like when the marketing for 3 started coming out, and like it was kind of darker, and then the creator of Xenoblade is the creator of Xenogears, right? The PS1 game.
That one.
Well, this unofficially, because Sony owns the rights to Xenogears, or Square, or someone in that vein. The main character of 3 is named after the stuff in Xenogears. Like Xenogears was named Project Noah, that's code name, and the main character
and the dude's
of
name
is 3 is Noah. And Mio has some ties to it, which is the girl character with like the cat ears or whatever those are, headband, whatever that is. And there's just a lot of connections back to Xenogears, and I know Xenoblade 2 has a lot of connections to Xenosaga, which was the PS2 Bandai Namco series that they developed before Nintendo bought them.
Got it. Okay.
But the real secret here, Andre,
is that you've never beaten them.
Is that Xenoblade Chronicles X is secretly the best one.
That one I didn't even know existed. So
yeah, it's on the Wii U. It's
not
coming
why
on the
then.
Switch. Well, here's the thing: is that it so heavily requires that second screen that I don't know
how they would do it.
I don't know how you would do it.
Okay.
Which it's not to say that they couldn't, because they've Tokyo Mirage Sessions was a game that like heavily required a second screen, and they just put it on a pause menu.
Okay.
But
Excuse me, sorry.
no, it's fine. Everybody's tired. I get it. But yeah, Xenoblade is on the list. But that is a series that desperately needs more horsepower, right? I mean, in terms of resolution on the screen, on the handheld screen, in terms of frame rate, in terms of just that's a series that needs more power. And if you're going to continue that series, which they are very clearly doing, I know Monolith has 2 projects in development. One of them is a Xenoblade game, and one of them is a new IP, which they teased like 4 years ago, by the way, with art, and nobody talked about it except for us. There's key art out there of like this girl, like this anime girl with red hair staring out over the like out across this landscape, and it's like, why is nobody talking about this? Like, we talked about it before Boss Rush even existed.
Oh,
like
really?
It was on an old expansion pass style thing. So
are you thinking of Pyra?
No, because Xenoblade 2 was out. I'm gonna go find it but yeah, I mean, the other thing I want from this new console is like, I hope all my Pro controllers still work with it.
I swear to God, if backwards compatibility is not a thing, they will take the biggest L in history.
Yeah, no, if it's not a thing, they're
done. Cooked. They're cooked. I'm sorry.
No offense, right? But they could get away with it with the Switch because like nobody had a Wii U and they would just resell those games to everybody, right? But
yeah, but if they don't have it, I swear to God, I will be very annoyed.
Yeah, it's going to be annoying if it's not. Which, by all accounts, they went with NVIDIA again because they won't have to engineer backwards compatibility. So, which is essentially why PlayStation went with AMD again this generation, because they were talking to Intel. But the major reason why they didn't go with Intel is because AMD, going with AMD again made them not have to engineer backwards compatibility. And that was like the biggest thing for them. So I can't imagine Nintendo doing that.
No.
Especially with like 150 million, like I don't know how would you even tell people that?
Hey, by the way, all those Steam games can't play them. Or sorry, I keep doing that. All those Switch games can't play them. I'd be like, excuse me? What do you mean I can't play them?
Yeah. And that has to go with like physical and digital, at least this generation, right? Like your digital library from the Switch on should move forward in perpetuity. Whatever Nintendo puts out, those games need to be on there, right?
Should is the main thing. Should.
Yes. Physically,
I can see.
That's a gray area, right? Like, are you really going to like want to shove this little tiny cartridge in a console 20 years from now? Yes, but
right. Yeah. But if you have like 50 downloaded games and none of them work, you are rightfully pissed off.
Yeah. And
100%.
like, I have like, just from various things, I have like 400 digital Switch games, and it's like,
holy smokes.
Like, when I put this thing away eventually, am I going to still be able to play like my digital version of Shovel Knight or these Final Fantasy remasters? Or
yeah, no, 100%.
A lot of these indie games that we get codes for that just kind of sit on my console and I haven't played them yet, right? Like, am I going to be able to do that? I don't know.
I would hope so. You know what I mean?
I really hope so, but you truly never know, right?
No.
So, but I also hope the accessories, like, I mean, I know the Joy-Cons are going to be different, so I don't really care about those, but like the Pro controllers, right? Like I have the Xenoblade one, I have the Zelda one, I have the Splatoon 3 one.
For sure. Yeah. And like, Amiibos better work. I'm saying.
Yeah.
Better work.
Yeah. The Amiibo, yeah. They better do stuff.
I swear. They're cool, but they better work.
Yeah. What else do you want from this thing?
Honestly, like more. Oh God. Just it. Like you said, I think it being able to just run things more smoothly is like the biggest thing. Visually, I mean, more colorful, more colors.
More colors.
Yeah,
Is
because
it not
like,
colorful enough for you?
oh, I mean, like right now, I feel like there has in the past couple years, there's been a lot of new colors for Joy-Cons, and I'm like, why? Why weren't these a thing like off the rip? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, give us a black one, give us a white one, give us a gray one, give us a blue one. Like,
Oh,
have
you mean the consoles
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
controllers? I thought you
yeah,
meant
yeah.
like on screen. I'm like, the
Oh no,
screen is
pardon me, no, no,
vibrant.
no. Like physically, the blue and the red were cool, but come out day one with like an all black one, an all white one, an
Yeah.
all gray one. Like more colors would be cool instead of waiting X amount of years. Then in the last couple life cycles, it's just like, hey, here's 4 new Joy-Con colors. It's like, okay, well, I have the amount of collaborations for Joy-Cons I have. I don't need to go out and buy a purple and orange combo, right?
Yeah.
But I think to backpack up what you said, it being able to run heavier things better is the main thing.
Yeah.
That'd be it.
Yeah. Man, the color thing. Like, remember when the Wii was shown off and they showed like that color wheel of like, here's the white one, here's the red one, here's the neon yellow one, here's the blue one, here's, and they like half of those colors never even came out.
Yeah. Oh, and then this is just, I guess, like me being a little picky. Being able to customize my home screen. So like having like a wallpaper or like having different little sound
Like
effects. So
themes.
like, yeah, like personalizing the home screen like is like a nice slice of life feature that I would enjoy,
Mhm.
if that makes
Yeah.
any sense.
Yeah, no, I would definitely enjoy
Because
that
they
as
have
well.
cool little like profile icons. Let me throw up like a theme where around the game icon, say, is like snow for fall, or little pumpkins or something, right?
Hmm.
Again, that's just a little slice of life thing. But being able to run heavier things smoothly is the main thing.
Yeah.
Because from what I've heard, it's a little powerful little thing. So I'm
Hmm.
hoping. I have no idea. I haven't heard anything, but
Yeah. I think I just want more of the same with quality of life features is
yeah,
essentially what
yeah,
I would. That's
you
that's
hit
what
the
I
nail
want.
on the head there for sure.
I don't need gimmicks, right? This gimmick is clearly working for them, right?
Yeah,
I don't.
the hybrid thing works,
Mhm. I
and
want
they
it to
can do
look.
it.
I want it to look like a sleek piece of technology that just does more of what it does now, but better.
Yeah, right. Like it may look quote boring, but that's okay.
I mean, I don't care. Like the Xbox is exactly the same as like the Series X is exactly the same as the Xbox One in terms of like the store and the way everything looks and the way it functions. It just does it better, and
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
okay with that, right?
100. Yeah. Right. The PS5 and the PS5 Slim look different. Do the same thing. That's it.
Hmm.
Just
Yeah,
do that for the
yeah,
Switch.
yeah. Just do that, and like like you said, sure, I want my home screen to look a little bit more, like a
Personal.
piece of tech, but also like I can personalize it like the 3DS, right? But like
Mhm.
I don't need it the way the Xbox is, where there's the ads like every other square. There's an ad on Xbox, and it's like, okay, I get it. I already pay you, $18 a month for this service, and you're still
Yeah.
serving me ads. Like I
Yeah.
don't.
I don't care that football came out. Let me play my game.
Yeah, I don't care that Fortnite has a new skin.
Yeah. Right. Like I'm cool.
Jeez.
Cool, dog. Thanks.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I think the Switch 2 is an interesting topic. I just want more of the same. I want Nintendo to continue making great games, and
Yeah.
you know, I'm done waiting. I want to know when it's coming.
All I want is a color or like a date, just
Hmm.
something.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, Andre, we're gonna get out of here.
Dessert.
Sorry we ran a little over, but you know, it is what it is, I guess. Thanks for.
This is what happens when mutual things come together. We just talk.
Yeah, it's true. We talked a lot about
Tangents.
Zelda, which was like a topic I would talk about for hours.
Oh yeah, you hit me with Zelda and Destiny, and I could be here for 3 hours.
Yeah. I mean, you throw someone like Stephanie into that Zelda conversation, we could be here for a week.
Oh yeah. You get all 3 of us in a room. It's a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but Andre, thanks for joining me tonight. Where can the good people find you on the
Good
internet?
people can find me over on the old tube, youtube.com/Andre Wilson. All my socials are there as well. Again, a like is free, a share is free, a subscribe is free. That's all it takes. All you got to do is just and if you're not feeling like commenting something, just drop your favorite emoji. Helps the video be seen by the world, and not just for my stuff, but for the Boss Rush team over here as well. But yeah, all my socials are down there. I thought about adding my Steam thing so then people can find me on that, but
if you get popular, then everybody's going to add you. And
I know, yeah. I shouldn't do that. But in my video descriptions, I did make a Discord. You can stop in. It's called the Travelers Inn. I made it in the sense of in video games, after you sometimes have trouble completing a boss or a quest, and then you do it and you're traveling to the next town, and in that town is a tavern. You can stop by, kick your feet up, restock on some potions, chit chat. That's what I want the Travelers Inn to be. A nice little cozy tavern. Kick your feet up, take some time off the old feet, and just have some fun. So yeah, you can join the Discord there. But yeah, YouTube, all my stuff is there. I hope to see you guys there.
And if you can't find him by typing in his name, you can go to the Boss Rush YouTube channel, and at the bottom we have Boss Rush and Friends, and Andre is featured on there, so you can just go subscribe from there if you feel inclined. Also, all of his information will be in the show notes because we're cool like that.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of cool, it would be cool if you headed over on to Patreon, patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. You can support us there and get expansion pass twice a month exclusively.
There you go.
Early access to book club, pre-show for the Boss Rush podcast every week, all that stuff. But After Dark is coming back soon. We're trying to rework it and make it make sense in our schedules, so it's coming back. I know people are asking about it, so apologies.
You might see me on there. Who knows?
Yeah, Andre's on there sometimes. I actually have a topic for After Dark that I would love to just get out there.
Okay.
That'll be for a different day. You can also follow us on the socials at Boss Rush Network, at Boss Rush Podcast for content updates as well. BossRush.net website, youtube.com/Boss Rush Network. I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening. And until next time, we love you. Goodbye.
Have a good night, guys.
Woohoo! If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.